everyone, and welcome to episode 477 of the MTG Goldfish podcast. I'm Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and we have the full crew here this week, kicking things off with the owner of MTG Goldfish, Richard. How you doing this fine Monday, Richard?
Good morning, Seth. Good to finally be back. I feel like I've been gone forever.
Well, are you feeling better? I know you've had some sickness going around. Are you on the mend at least?
No idea. It's allergies or sickness. Guess which one it is.
Who knows? It's spring. It could be either. But we got another co-host in Krim. Good morning, Krim. How are you today?
Morning. Pretty excited. I finished working on my Ryu Commander deck. That's about it.
Nice. That sounds pretty sweet. So anyway, today we have some interesting topics to talk about. So tomorrow we kick off Outlaws at Thunder Junction spoiler season. So next couple of weeks we'll have that to talk about. Today, no spoilers, but we did want to talk a little bit about Mark Rosewater's teaser for Outlaws at Thunder Junction. He does that every set. There was a Fallout survey we wanted to mention, some Bloomborough news, a new token that we saw from a Beetle and Grim product, some updates to organized play, and then if we have time, I might quiz Richard and Krim a little bit on some Magic slang terms. I've been thinking about this for a while. I got a list of Magic slang terms, and I'm really curious how well Richard and Krim know Magic slang. And then, of course, some fish mail. So that's the overview for today. Before we get into it, a reminder that today's show is brought to you by Card Conduit, and Card Conduit is the easiest way to sell your Magic cards. If you ever get tired of the hassles of buy listing, you can skip them with Card Conduit. With their curated service, you can send in as many cards as you want with a buy list value of $1 or more and pay a 5% service fee. And if you want to do a bit of work, you can use this sorted service where you list and sort your cards in advance and pay just a 2% fee. And either way, you're going to get a detailed report with the results and a fast payment once your order is processed. And you can even get another 10% off by heading over to cardconduit.com/mtggoldfish. Card Conduit, they're the easiest way to sell your Magic cards. So thank you to Card Conduit for supporting the show. And let's talk some Magic. And let's start with, I guess, the big news of the week, which is Mark Rosewater's teaser for Outlaws at Thunder Junction. So I don't know if y'all have looked at this yet, but before we get a new Magic set, Mark Rosewater likes to give us some little hints at things that are going to be coming. We're going to find out about a lot of these starting tomorrow when we kick off spoiler season. But I want to go through these real quick and kind of just see what the set's going to be about. Maybe make some guesses at what these are. So, Richard, have you read this over? Do you want to guide us through the teaser here?
Oh boy. I'm a hater of these posts, by the way, Seth.
Really? You're not a fan?
I know, like, our editor, Neotic, like, loves these. He loves, like, reading the weird clues and piecing together new card types. I'm like, okay, I don't know, sure. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to choose what's interesting out of this list for you guys. A new batch of 5 related creature types. Is it cowboy?
I think batching is like, oh no, what was the horrible flop mechanic from the D&D set? Party, when you got to make a party. So I think it's like that, where it's like not necessarily new creature types, but creature types that are being batched together to mean something. So I'm imagining this is
terrible.
Like something to do with the Outlaws, where it's like the evil creature types. I'm trying to remember, like, assassins and rogues and mercenary, whatever, like sort of evil creatures. So that's what I'm thinking this is like kind of that style of mechanic for the Outlaws in the set.
So another party?
Well, we don't know if there's a mechanic behind it. Like, we don't know if there's, if you have 5 of these, whatever, you get to do something. But yeah, I think that's the direction they're going. That's my guess, at least.
I'm going to say no, because it's like so terrible. It's like, if you get hit by a cowboy this turn, what's a cowboy? Well, it's an ally, it's a human, or it's a mouse. How am I going to remember this? So it is so ridiculously difficult to play. I'm going to hope it's not that, because, God, like, do you remember what's in the party? Can you whip it up out of nowhere?
Easy.
Maybe Krim can.
Cleric,
He plays
wizard,
them. Yeah.
Cleric, wizard, warrior, rogue.
That's it, right? 4?
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't there 5 in a party? Is it 4?
I'm pretty sure it's 4 for a party.
D&D fan
warrior.
rating us. By the way.
Oh God!
Just rattle off D&D classes until you reach some number.
Praetor.
Praetor. Cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard. Cleric. I just looked it up. Cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard is the official party. So.
Okay.
I was right.
A card capable of returning 3 different card types from the graveyard to the battlefield. How much mana do you think it costs?
Got to be 5+,
it's-
maybe 5+.
It'll be 6 with the mana reduction somewhere along the way. And so it'll cost 1. It'll be called Nogak. And then it'll... So this way... that's my
it's like-
idea.
It's like 6 mana, but if you have a full outlaw party, it gets a cost reduction. You got to have all 5 outlaw types.
I genuinely think there will be a cost reduction added to it.
What types do you think it reanimates? Like creature? I think my guess would be white card that's like enchantment, artifact, planeswalker. I don't know why I keep thinking that about this card. I think it's not going to be creature. I think it's going to leave that off of there. And it's going to be like a weird white reanimation spell.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be 3, maybe 3 creatures, but like of varying mana costs.
It says different
It does
card
say
types,
different
though.
card types, though. So that would be kind of weird, yeah. But maybe.
Okay, never mind. No, that wouldn't be weird. That'd just be wrong. I'm off here.
I think it'll be pretty aggressively costed, probably. Like if you're talking about 6, you might as well just reanimate everything. So
I guess
it's
that's true.
4 or 5, and it's super restrictive. Like Seth said, like enchantment, artifact. Gotta be creature
Land.
though. Like who's gonna play planeswalker, artifact, creature, or like enchantment? Like it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's a standard set, right? There's gotta be creatures in here, but maybe land. Okay,
What
a mechanic players have been asking us for many years, as the setting is the perfect place to finally do it. What have we been asking for?
Banding.
Band.
Banding. Dude, there's no way
wait,
it's
you're
not.
right. Krim is right.
Think about it. Think about it.
There's no way they'd bring back banding. 0% that they bring back
banding in
banding.
a western that works.
Yeah, banding in a western.
Horsemanship. That would make sense, right?
Actually, you know what? Horsemanship
that
would
works
be
too.
pretty great. Never mind.
I
They
wonder
would
if it's a
ask
new
for
mechanic.
horsemanship though. Is that is that
Yeah.
for this?
Probably not. It could also just be a new mechanic, right? That players have been asking for. It doesn't say it's a returning mechanic specifically, so it could be a brand new thing. Something, I don't know. What's Western? Deserts, hats, maybe something to do with hats.
Banding. We're gonna bring
Banding.
back banding. I think it's horsemanship, but that'd be so bad. Ugh.
Yeah, gameplay wise,
I mean-
it would be annoying.
People have been memeing about horsemanship, so I mean that makes sense. Banding as well. Both of those do make sense, but I think it's probably horsemanship now that you mention it.
It'd be a flavor win. I don't know if I'd
Yeah,
like playing
yeah.
with horsemanship. We don't really need 2 flyings in standard, but flavor.
All right. Dual lands with the land subtype that has never been on dual lands before.
Oh, I think this one's the easiest one.
What's a subtype?
Wait.
So like gate or like what are the other ones? Gate. What's the one that's in standard, Krim, that we currently have?
Caves?
Caves, yeah, like gate or cave or Tron. I think Urza has like the subtype. My guess is it's got to be desert dual lands. Like desert is so American West. We already have desert
Yeah.
lands, so it's already a land type. We've just never had dual desert lands. So my guess would be desert lands with just like lines up to me to make sense.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I think it's probably deserts. It makes way too much sense.
Wait, do westerns take place in deserts? I guess that's desert land,
don't-
right?
Like the
I mean-
American Southwest is pretty deserty. Like think
It
we
is,
went out
but
in the
typically
desert
think of,
and
like sand dunes and stuff. You're not about these like great Nevada, California deserts that's just basically LA, right? Like that's not what we
Yeah, I
think
guess
of.
that's
So do
true.
you think deserts are here? It seems
that's my
I hear
yes.
deserts, I think Hazazon or whatever, right? I think like the sand people, not like horses and pew pew.
literal
So,
desert. Yeah.
Isn't it like plains? I'm curious. Where does a western take place? Is it the desert or is it like the plains? Or
It
I don't
could
know what
be
else you
either,
I thought it
guess.
was.
that swath of land?
I thought it was the desert.
I haven't
Why would
watched
it
that.
be the-
I don't know. I think of desert. I think of like I haven't watched that many westerns, but like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, best western. That's pretty deserty. You're like out and that's all dusty. You got to wear the thing over your face, like the bandana,
that's
or else you
true,
get the
that's
dust
true.
in your face, like that kind of stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I'm not hyped about this anymore. A desert. A desert with horses and like outlaws. Like, ugh. Okay.
I mean, that's a Western. Like, I don't know. What do you? It sounds like you have a problem with the Westerns in general, right? Which is totally fair.
It sounds, I mean, I don't know. Okay, let's take a quick detour. I don't know about you guys, but all the chatter on the internet and myself personally, we're all hyped about Bloomburrow. And
Yep.
Wizards has kind of shot themselves in the foot by spoiling something more exciting before this other thing has even started spoiling. So I don't actually care about Outlaws that much. I'm like, show me some little mice. I'm like all ready to read some fairy tales or whatever, right? Like Eldraine 3.0, let's go. So yeah, I don't like deserts. I want talking animals. That's what I kind of want. Do you think there'll be any of those in the desert? I don't know.
Yeah, probably not as many as Bloomburrow, that's for sure. There could maybe like a scorpion or something. What animals live in the desert? Scorpions. I don't remember when we were in Vegas and we had to go out in the desert and we tried to find animals.
Tortoise.
We had no luck finding. We couldn't even find a tortoise.
We
tried.
couldn't
There were
find the
signs
tortoise at the
everywhere.
tortoise.
Well,
crossing.
we tried. We did try. Oh, whoa, hold on. There's got to be giant scorpions.
Mhm.
Right? There's gonna be scorpions. Scorpions are cool.
Yeah.
Centipedes. Whatever. The Wampa
Rattlesnakes?
Wampas. The Wampa
Rattlesnakes.
Wampas in the
Ooh,
Sandy Mario map.
rattlesnakes.
Armadillos.
Armadillo, tumbleweeds. I don't know if those are animals, but
Oh my God! Wait, I hope they make a planeswalker armadillo and name him Armadillon because I just want that. I just want that. Maybe that's Bloomburrow actually.
That's Bloomburrows.
Maybe
Don't
that's
get ahead of
Bloomburrow.
yourself. All right, a new modal mechanic that introduces something to think about. The heck is that?
Oh, wait,
what
a
am I
new
supposed to make of
modal?
this, Mark Rosewater? What does this even mean?
Wait, say it again.
A
new
modal
modal-
mechanic that introduces something different to think about. So modal means like choose one.
Right. But what would the
Are there
different
some-
thing to think about be? Like,
Are there some negative side effects in here? Or
Round
something? Like, you have to
down,
choose a
round
positive and a
up.
negative or something.
we can't have drawbacks on cards anymore. We've eliminated downsides from Magic cards. Maybe that would be cool. I don't know what fits the Western theme. Some sort of like, I don't know, quick draw thing. I don't know. This is one I have no idea. This could be anything as far as I'm concerned.
Can we have quick draw? I was actually watching this video about how they censored One Piece in the American version, and they
Wait,
removed all the
really?
guns. Like they like try to like remove the guns out of One Piece because it's a kids show, right? So do you think we're gonna actually have like quick draw and like guns and stuff like that in Magic, or do you think they're gonna keep it on the low down and like maybe you see a gun here or there, but otherwise we're using lassos and stuff to capture
So-
stuff?
Well, didn't
So-
Magic say there was going to be guns?
So what I've heard, and from what we've seen from like the story and stuff so far, it looks like they're going with kind of like magical kind of crossbowy type guns. So I think they're gonna do like the quick draw and all the references, but I don't think
Crossbow?
it's gonna be what looks like the new Planeswalker, the Annie whatever Oakley Planeswalker woman, like I think she's known for having like this crossbow weapon. So I think that's the direction. I don't think we're going to see actual like 6-shooters from a Western movie. We're going to see like magical interpretations of gun-like things that aren't exactly guns. Which makes it tough to do a Western because the first thing I think of in a Western is like 6-shooters and cowboy hats. Like those would be the first two things that come into my mind for Western. Very stereotypical, but yeah.
Is John Wick about to be more Western than, than Outlaws of Thunder Junction? They at least had a proper showdown in it. I don't understand. I don't understand Westerns. Like you just stand there, take 5 paces, turn around and shoot someone. You're like, what if the other person turns around first?
I know,
On
it
the
seems
count
so
of
easy
4.
to cheat. Yeah. Why would you not cheat? You're fighting for your life.
Like I don't
I think
understand this.
it's the code. It's the code. I think. I don't know. There's
I
probably
think if
some
you cheat, everyone else
gentleman's
kills you.
agreement.
I think that's how.
Oh,
Yeah.
that might be.
I think that's how it works. It's exactly John Wick. You see, if you break the rules, all these other people come kill you, so you can't do it. A new creature token that has an ability no creature token has ever had before. Banding.
indestructible.
banding.
We've had
Horsemanship.
indestructible
Yeah.
tokens.
We have. Oh right.
Have we had
No, that
horsemanship tokens? Probably not, right?
I don't think so. It could, like, there's a lot of keywords that I don't think have been on tokens. So it could be It could be banding, could be horsemanship. Who knows, really?
Oh, a typal card for skeletons and zombies.
Richard, are you
Richard,
hyped?
they got you.
Are you hyped, Richard? For
It's
like,
gonna suck
I don't know.
because they lumped it together with zombies, and zombies are good. So the card has to be like watered down. It should just be precisely for skeletons so that they can get a good ability. It's like
think
we
you're
made a
right.
card for skeletons and like dragons. You're like, well, this card's gonna be maybe actually because it's so popular, they have to overpower it. But usually these share types are not good.
Yeah, they have to, because skeletons are super underpowered, right? So they have to
Yeah.
like keep in mind that zombies have a lot of support. So if you were just making a skeleton card, you could really push it because the rest of the skeletons are so bad. So yeah, I kind of agree with you that carrying them out both is like kind of a downside for skeletons.
But
I can
Tiny
pick
Bones.
skeletons right here.
But Tiny Bones is in the set.
Oh, that's right.
There's no- Tiny Bones is in the
True.
set, so I just don't imagine a timeline where Tiny Bones isn't at least cute.
I think Tiny Bones is actually good. I like that card a lot.
Yeah.
If it don't regenerate, it don't count. And my card to fix skeletons is the regeneration cost of all skeletons is 0. Or maybe 1 life. How about 1 life? Let's like give it a cost. And then you still die to like literally any rat, but you know,
The
it's
Sunfall.
in case you can regenerate, you can now regenerate for free instead of paying like 1 to 3 mana to save your 1/1, you know?
You know what, Richard? I would give you that card right now in this current standard.
Yeah, we were just getting exiled anyway. Didn't matter, right? Like destroy effects didn't work for us anyway. Exile doesn't matter. We'll phase them out. Doesn't matter.
So there's this huge list of creature types, most of which whatever. I think mercenary's interesting though, because we haven't had a mercenary. Like mercenaries don't show up in Magic very much. Do you think mercenaries could be supported as an actual creature type in the set, or is this just like a card that makes a mercenary token? Because Katarin summons. Every time I like I have a whole huge pile of Katarin summons, just 1 mana tutor for a mercenary, because I know someday Wizards is gonna bring back mercenaries. And that card is going to pop off. And maybe this is the set for mercenaries to finally shine. No, not happening.
No.
I mean, it's gonna be an outlaw.
Okay,
It's gonna
actually-
be grouped together to be an outlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although mercenaries do like make sense in this set as well. Although I guess like mercenaries, what's the difference between a mercenary? No, wait, hold on. No, this works. This works. Never mind. I went on a thought. I was thinking about something, and never mind. I lost the trail of thought.
What do you guys feel about my immersion? What's an Ox Angel?
Oh, yeah.
What
I don't know
what's-
about Ox Angel. That's kind of weird.
What about
Blue Ox.
homirids in the desert? Homirid mercenary. Do squid
So-
people live in deserts?
No,
You know-
probably not.
You know, Blue Ox is going to be like a Paul Bunyan reference. It's got to be like a Babe the Big Blue Ox, Paul Bunyan. Like, you know that's where they're going into that one. Yeah, I don't know. Scorpion Dragon's kind of cool. Although it's a 4/4 red Scorpion Dragon. So maybe it's just a typical dragon token and they just stuck Scorpion on there for some flavor. But
Or it could be a 5 mana hasting dragon. We need one every set, right?
You do actually.
You got to go down to the very bottom. I don't really care about the rest of the stuff. We can skip it. Like, what are you gonna get from the card text? But you got to let me know what you think about the card names, because is this like the good like cringe or like the too cringy cringe? Because it is kind of everything we've been talking about. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Shoot the sheriff. Quick draw. High noon. Gold rush. Claim jumper. It's just like every word you could think of associated with like the Old West or whatever's it's got a card, and it does have quick draw in there, right? So
Yeah,
they
there's
gotta
quick
have
draw
some sort of they're
and
drawing
shoot the
something.
sheriff.
Yeah, how do you shoot the sheriff if it's a no gun
With a
set? So maybe
crossbow.
they're with a
With the magic gun. What was that guy from Yu Yu Hakusho? He's like shooting.
You say Urameshi with the spirit gun?
You shoot
Reiki
energy on
gun.
your fingers.
Yeah. Okay, but like this ain't that. This was to be expected, right? So I guess I
oh
don't
yeah,
really
it's
think
definitely expected.
I don't really think it's any. I'm not surprised. If anything, I mean, the only thing about High Noon is it makes me think of like old video games and stuff like that, or games that I'd play all the time.
Do you think Resilient Roadrunner is a like Looney Tunes reference? Is that like a Roadrunner versus
gotta
Coyote?
Be. It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, I'm a little concerned here. Forma Posse, is that not party?
Oh, it might be. Oh no.
Is that not just party, dude? Like, I'm a little bit worried about
I'm
that
actually
one.
worried about Gold Rush. Is that just Dockside Extortionist or something? Two mana,
Yeah,
make a gold token for each outlaw your opponent controls or something like that. Like,
I mean, I'm here for that Shark Rogue, though. There's a Shark Rogue, and y'all just went right past that, but it's fine. Totally fine.
So the real question is, after reading this, hype level up or down for for Outlaws at Thunder Junction? Richard shaking his
So-
head.
I've never really cared too much for Westerns outside of two franchises, maybe like Mandalorian and Firefly. Those are like the two Western series, and those are because they're closer to sci-fi Western, which is totally fine. I mean, I've watched a few of them, like 310 to Yuma, all of that, and the things that I had to for film classes. But my God, was it hard to stay awake during film class at those episodes? Like, and just like that, like I was caught sleeping and drooling on my desk in that class. So just like that, I mean, Outlaws, I like Tiny Bones. That's cute, but there's just something about a Western that immediately puts me to sleep. I don't.
Interesting.
So actually, no, Seth. Quite the opposite. That's why I'm asleep. It is not interesting. So I don't know. I mean, I hope this set changes my mind, but usually the scenescape, the worlds that are built inside a Western just do not appeal to me. A lot of the things, the rules of the world don't appeal to me. There's not enough. The chaos seems like chaotic if you were like from the 1800s. Like it's not really chaotic, and everything just feels kind of tame, bland. The color palettes don't like speak to me. Like the most color I've seen so far is like Oko's outfit, right? And like that's cool. I like that. I like that they got his feathers in there. He like I think that's dope. And they found a way to fit his crown on his hat. But the design of this world so far has been decent, but it's just exactly what I expect from a Western, right? So I don't really care. Like the lands look boring. The lands feel like they'd put me to sleep. I kind of like the posters that they came out with, the breaking news, like the wanted style posters that they made for this set. Those look interesting, but yeah, overall my hype is like kind of in between. I'm probably at
Mid.
like C, maybe even like trending towards like a D+.
Ooh, wow. What about you, Richard? What's your hype pre-spoiler season for this set?
So this is very bad. Even ignore Bloomborough for a second. To me, a Western is like
Boring.
dark, gritty, like no
Boring.
laws, like super dark, right? And so far, what I see is like the Looney Tunes Western, like Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote dropping an anvil, something like that, right? Like it's the cowboy hat gimmick is like too much. It's too like a silver border set, like an unset to me. Like, and like, it's not that far, right? But like to me, like imagine original Innistrad, right? That's a horror, right? Like, but what if they made it like, Looney Tunes with zombies? Like that's what they kind of did with this, right? Like it's supposed to be dark and gritty. There's no laws. You go out here, you're gonna die to like the land, and if not, then like these people just running around like fighting for their lives. So I don't know, man. This is just Saturday morning cartoons Western, and I don't really like that as much. And the hat just kills it for me. I can't. It's Oko with the cowboy hat. You're like, come on, like really? He's totally fits in
mean-
now, right? Like, look at his outfit. Just because he wears the cowboy hat, you won't be able to tell he's a planeswalker. He totally fits in. Like,
He does.
come on.
If they
I
made
mean,
Innistrad today, they'd have to give everyone like a Jason mask, so that was like a horror set. This is like horror Snapcaster. Put the mask on him.
I guess just what's the appeal of Western? Like, Seth, do you like Westerns?
Not especially. Like, there's a few good like The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is a movie I really like. So there's like certain Westerns that I enjoy, but as a genre, I don't really care about Westerns. My hype level is higher than the rest of you for the set, though, because like I don't really care. Like goofy cowboy hats, all that stuff. It's kind of silly. I don't really care about that, but I'm hyped about the big score stuff in the bonus sheet, because some of the most fun I've had lately is just like these new cards coming to Arena on these bonus sheets and like that kind of stuff. So I'm hyped. It's just like a really big set. It's got the Aftermath set folded into it. So the flavor and stuff is probably like a C for me, maybe a B-, but I'm probably like a B+, maybe even an A for my hype level, just because I'm excited for like all these cards coming on the bonus sheets and the big score sheet and whatnot. So that's what has me really interested. I think there's going to be a lot of cool build arounds in the set.
Like, yeah, like I do like the wanted posters. I think those are cool. Those are nice and flavorful. But yeah.
Well,
The cards are sweet though. Like I think the cards themselves, so for like Tiny Bones and stuff like that, pretty sweet. Just don't care about westerns.
and we'll see way more. We'll see way more tomorrow once we get spoiler season. Who knows? Like we've seen like 5 cards so far, the treatments and stuff, but we really haven't seen a huge number of cards from the set. However, this week, in typical WotC fashion, or maybe this was an accident, but we got another look at Bloomburrow. There's a Beatles and Grimm product that's a Bloomburrow token set, and it's pretty cute. Like, I don't know. Richard, I know you're really hyped about Bloomburrow. What do you think of this token set? Are you on board for picking this up?
It's expensive, but I like the style. if
The style is,
if you gave it to me for free, I would use it. Would I spend my money to buy it? I don't know. Like the Beetle and Grimm stuff is like super premium, right? It's like usually pretty expensive and they do some crazy stuff. But I'm hyped about this. Like the flavor, the direction, everything. Like this makes sense. To me,
yeah.
I don't know. I just complained about westerns being too cutesy and Saturday morning cartoons, and like here we are at like literal like
The
storybook
cutesy-ish.
characters. But like
Yeah.
it fits, right? It's like if you made like we're going to like children's storybook land, and it's like gruesome murders and stuff, right? You're like, well, that didn't seem to fit, right? So to me, this fits. I like the what do you call it? The anthropomorphic, whatever the humanized animals, but
Yeah.
they're not actually humanized, like kind of like how we have like Leonin and stuff. They're actually just literally a cat that talks. So I'm all for that.
What do you think
Yeah.
of actual card, Krim? Warren War Leader. So I've been trying to figure this out because we don't really have any information on this. It looks like a real card, right? It's a 3 mana 1/1 that when it attacks, you get to choose either make a 1/1 white rabbit creature token that's tapped and attacking, or attacking creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. But it's a token creature. What do you think this means? Like, does this
And
go
it
in
has
our
a mana
deck
cost
and we
of
cast
3.
it? Or yeah, it has a mana cost of 3. So is this going our deck like a real card and it just happens to be a token because it says token on it? Does something else create this? Any guesses on like what this means? I'm very intrigued by like how does this even work?
I'm worried this could be companion.
Oh no.
like this is a card this is a token. Maybe like there's a new, like it sits in the token zone. Are we acknowledging a new part of the map or the board?
Ooh.
Like they're which then we start looking at what is going to be another outside of the game style effect, right? You can have like a token deck where certain tokens with token costs or whatever, name tokens, you can only have like 5 or something like that. I think this has to be a new zone. Either that or it could, like I could be overcomplicating it and this is just something that is made by another card.
That's what I was wondering, but like that's so much text. Like how do you how would you even word that? Because your original card would have to be like make a Warren War Leader token that's a rabbit knight with a mana cost of 3 and when it attacks it. Like how would that work practically? Like or do you think they're gonna change it so you could just say make a Warren War Leader and you would know that it has all this abilities? Like I'm what do you think, Richard?
Okay, just remember that is a rabbit, so I do see that is a possibility, like some kind of like rabbit blossom kind of effect, where every turn you just make a Warren War Leader at your upkeep. I could see something like that.
You
like an
conjure it.
enchantment.
You
conjure
Get
it.
a little alchemy-ish, yeah.
I'm with Crib. I think it has to be part of a new mechanic. It's too complicated to be a normal token because it has too much text. But also, why does it have a mana value? Like normally
Yeah.
tokens are 0, right? So if
Mhm.
they went out of their way to make it super complicated and have a mana value, I think it's part of some new mechanic. I doubt you put this in your deck though. That would be weird. I don't think tokens are allowed in your deck per the rules.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
because then why wouldn't it just be a card instead of a token?
so you can have
Oh,
token
but-
synergies.
yeah, yeah, basically. So it works with your token stuff. As long as it's not companion, that's fine. I hope it's a cool new mechanic. Oh, just not companion again, WotC, please no. So
Watch it be better than companion.
Is Bloomburrow the set you're most hyped for too, Krim? Like,
No.
people are winning me over to this set. At first, I was like, whatever, animals. But seeing everyone else so hyped about it, I'm becoming more interested in this set because this seems like the set most of the community is talking about. Is just like, cannot wait for Bloomburrow. What are you looking forward to most this year, Krim?
Duskmorn.
Dustmorn. Yeah.
So like surprise. I'm waiting for like Duskmorn. This set looks cute. Like I am gonna enjoy it. This has got more hype than maybe Outlaws for me, at least from a setting standpoint. Because I think these animals are very adorable. I love that, and I really hope that this finally means I can just they could print a silly amount of dogs into standard or into magic. I don't care. Just give me more dogs, not cats. Can you? We've had enough cats. Let's get more dogs and good dogs. But other than that, I think for me it's Duskmorn. Duskmorn has me the most hyped out of all the sets because if it's going to be a modern horror kind of thing, we're going to see more mansions, we're going to see more narrow hallways, more Resident Evil looking like settings. I am all for that. I mean, I love horror movies.
Does Outlaws at Thunder Junction's cartoonishness make you worried at all that that's how Duskmorn will be? And if you're expecting like a gritty horror setting, it's actually going to be like kind of goofy and meme-ish rather than actually being serious horror, or not really?
I mean, I think the beauty is that most horror also knows that it's also nonsense. So, like, if you watch, like, a lot of Sam Raimi movies, like, I love Sam Raimi. I love, like, Evil Dead is my favorite horror franchise and things like that. I know that's not modern horror, but, like,
Yeah.
a majority of horror movies, even the modern ones, like, they just know, they don't take themselves too seriously. And so I think that that's why the genre, I think I would be okay with it if, like, randomly, oh my God, demons, blood on the wall, and randomly a tap dancing bat. I don't know, right? Like sure, tap dancing bat, like whatever, do
Tap
that.
dancing bat. Well, we will see soon. I think I'm most hyped for Bloomburrow at this point. It's won me over, but let's keep moving on. I want to mention this just super quickly because I couldn't resist, but there was a Fallout survey that they released. You know, every set that they release a survey where you can kind of rate the set. How'd we do? How'd we didn't do? This survey, there's a lot of questions that were like, if you played Fallout on Magic Arena, how did you enjoy it? And I was like, oh, Watsy, like, you didn't even release Fallout on Magic Arena. Please update your survey a little bit. So it was a little bit awkward.
It's not true.
No. Wait, is Fallout on Arena and I missed it?
Yeah, Volcanic Fallout is on Arena, and it was added in one of the
was it an anthology? Yeah,
it was one of the
anthology.
Volcanic Fallout is on Arena. I don't know why y'all think that's nonsense. That's true.
But yes, next survey, maybe just double check the wording real quick to make sure that you're referencing things that actually exist. We also got a big organized play update this week. So there's a weekly MTG stream where they were going over the future of organized play on Magic Arena. Also a little bit about paper. I think the TLDR is they're trying to make it a little bit easier to qualify for things on Arena and chain together qualifications. And then they also changed the number of invites to Pro Tours. So Pro Tours are going to get a lot bigger. They were like 200 people, but they might be growing up towards like 500 people from what I've heard on this. So depending on your region, like the United States got twice as many invites to the new Pro Tours, and the numbers are up across regions. The United States got the biggest bump, but there's like 12 more in Europe from 24 to 36. Korea and Japan got 4 more, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So any thoughts on these changes? None of us really like grind these events. Krim, do you try to qualify for stuff on Arena or not really?
On Arena? No. Not really. I mean, I love playing like for funsies, but like Arena for me is just like I'm gonna meme around.
So do you think these are good changes, or don't you really know? Yeah,
I think they are good changes. However, I think this is good, right? You want to grow the competitive scene. You want to give people a reason to care about competitive Magic. I think this is a good start, right? Because there's like just like, oh well, I don't know how to get to the Pro Tour, so why do I care? There's also, oh, it's so, like, the spots are so limited. There's no way I'll ever queue or make it. And then, like, so this doubling the number of people that can get in, this will be pretty sweet. I think this is an overall positive for the competitive scene.
Why did they limit the numbers? I forget. Like, why is it not just you keep feeding in whatever the previous thing is, regional championships? Or just like feed unlimited people into a giant Swiss and then cut like why is it like almost like Worlds like where the number of seats is so small for a pro tour?
Because it's still gotta like be prestigious, you know. It's gotta be like you gotta queue. The appeal is that, you know, oh my god, I made it to the pro tour. If it's like, you know, like if I could just anyone just walk in, right? I don't know, right? Doesn't that the optics of that, doesn't it just feel cooler that you
And
got to queue?
yeah, and maybe like logistics too. Like if you, I don't know, it's probably harder to run a tournament with thousands of people than a couple hundred people. I do know it says that on Arena now the events are going to be uncapped, because before it was capped, but now it's going to be uncapped for Arena, which makes a lot of sense in digital, right? You don't need actual table space and event centers, so you're gonna have as many people going at once. So it seems like a good change on that end. And the paper changes, I've heard some pros talking about it, and they're like, really, we've had 500-player pro tours in the past. Like, the pro tours can be a little bit bigger. This isn't going to hurt anything to have more people going. So it seems like, overall, like, the community has responded pretty positively to these changes. And it's just nice to know that they care about organized play again. Like, they're actually doing streams about it and trying to update it. So that's all good news, right?
Seth, hit me with the boomer talk. What is the Grand Prix in today's world?
There is no Grand Prix still.
And how do I get 3
unfortunately.
buys in it so that I get a respectable score line?
That's kind of the biggest thing that's missing, right? So I think that the current system, from my understanding, is you have to go through regional qualifiers. So you got to run a qualifier for that. You go to the regional
Is
championship.
that a PTQ?
So it's kind of like a PTQ. Yeah, the
Okay.
regional qualifiers are kind of like PTQs. If you win the PTQ, the regional, you'll go to the regional championship, which is kind of like, what would that be, Krim? What would you compare? Is there anything that compares to that in the old system?
A regional championship?
The regional, because that's like in between. So you win like at your store, you win one of the qualifiers, then you go to the regional championship, which then gets you to the pro tour. So the regional championship is kind of like in between the store stage and the pro tour stage.
I mean, you've essentially won the PPTQ to go,
Yeah, basically.
like, right?
To
Like,
the maybe that's it. Maybe, yeah, the
I think it's
regional
more
the
of like that.
qualifiers are kind of like PPTQs that get you to the PTQ, which then gets you to the pro tour. But there's no Grand Prix. That's the thing that's missing from the system, is the like, I'm going to just go to these big events on weekends and try to do that to qualify. That's like not really included in the system.
We need the giant tournaments. Like I don't know why isn't that like the appeal? So you need a giant tournament where if you do the legwork, you get a big advantage, i.e. the 3 buys. Like realistically,
Yeah.
if you want to day 2 a Grand Prix, you need those 3 buys. But if for whatever reason you couldn't get them, you could just go in there hot and like win 16 rounds or whatever. Like, why don't we have these giant open tournaments anymore? Why are they all these like small feeder tournaments that require multiple things? Like just like show up one weekend, you know, get the luck streak going, run hot, and
Yeah.
then have the meta deck or whatever, right? And then like churn through, blaze the path to glory. I don't know why
Well-
we don't do that, and why do we keep renaming the system?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, I
what's
don't
an
know. Maybe keep-
RPTQ? No, regional pro tour. I don't know, man. There's like
Yeah.
so many names we've used in the past. Like, just go back. Tournament 1 goes to tournament 2. That's it.
Yeah. Hopefully they stop changing the names, because it does make it even harder to keep track of, just like with the terminology always changing. What was it with GPs? If you get like top 4, I can't remember the exact number.
It was top
Oh,
8. Top 8,
Was it
right?
the whole top 8 qualified? So like
I
it
think
was
so.
possible though to just go like spike one event and go to a pro tour.
Yeah.
And we don't really have that anymore, right? Like there's no like last chance qualifier. You go to this one big event, and if you get really lucky, you get to go to the pro tour. I wonder if they could add that in. Like I think
I mean,
I wish GPs would come back, but I wonder if you could do a few of them. Like, could you have like, I don't know, one a month, or instead of doing every weekend, or one a quarter, this like last chance, like come to this big tournament. If you make a top 8, you get to go to the next pro tour. Maybe we could see something like that.
you just run those at Magicons.
Yeah, you could
GPs
run
at
that.
Magicons.
And you can rename Magicon to Grand Prix. And then
No.
Right.
Dude, you just
right next
just
to the main stage with game nights.
I thought, oh my God, I love that. I thought that was hilarious. I actually thought that was hilarious. I was like, wow. I mean, personally, I guess it helps standing next to an amp, so I can very easily zone a lot of background noise out. But like, my God,
or
that
your
was
ears don't work
hilarious.
anymore. Either one, Chris.
Maybe
That might
it's
be
either
it.
or.
That might
Maybe
be it
it's
too.
it could be either or. You know, we don't really know. But But I think that they could just do it at MagicCon. Heck, do it like make it so that, MagicCon is a celebration of Magic at all levels, right? So you have the comp stages. You can have like I don't know, the GP players, all of that tucked away in the bathroom or something like that. I have no idea. Point here is like if they want to be secluded away from the event, you just make it on another floor or something like that, and then just have it be all there. Then you can have your commander places upstairs or at a different spot. And yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be great. Just do it at MagicCon.
That actually makes a lot of sense, right? Like that seems like an easy way to do it. Everyone's going to be there already. There's tons of space. You could plan it out. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. But I do agree that having those would be nice. It would be nice to have a way to just like spike one event and make it to a pro tour, because not everyone has the time to like grind event into an event to actually get there, but they still want a chance to play. So we'll see. But it seems I'm just glad they're still trying to improve organized play. When a few years ago, it looked like it might kind of fizzle out in paper altogether. So hopefully we keep heading in the right direction. So anyway, any other thoughts on any of this stuff before we see how well y'all know Magic slang? I'm very curious. Some of this is super easy and you're gonna know it right away. Some of it gets kind of like arcane and obscure where I really don't know if you're gonna know some of these. So are you ready to see how well you know Magic slang?
Sure.
Okay,
All right.
so I think the way that we don't have buzzers or anything. So I think I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna call on one of you and you can try to answer. And if you can't get it right, then the other person can kind of steal it from you. So Richard, super easy one. In Anthem, what card in Magic gave the term anthem its name? So you know what an anthem, and also what is an anthem
God.
for our listeners who might not know what an anthem
I
is.
already know. Can I hit the buzzer?
So an anthem is a like a static effect that like pumps your team.
Yep.
What is the first anthem?
What
I
is the
got it. I
card?
got it.
Why do we
I
call
got it.
anthem an anthem?
I'm gonna hit.
Grim?
I'm gonna hit
Is
the
it
button.
Glorious
Glor-
Anthem?
yeah, hold on. I was
Oh,
gonna say
I
it.
don't even know what the card
yes.
is. I just know the
It
name.
is.
I
It
was
is
gonna say it. Hold on.
Glorious
Does that count for me?
Anthem. You each get half a point on that one. You each get half a point. All right, Krim, I got a good one for you. So, in Magic, there is an iconic creature at 2 mana, 3 mana, and 4 mana, to the point where vanilla creatures of these mana values and stats are often referred to. For example, a 2 mana 2/2 is a what, Krim?
A bear.
It's a bear. Do you know what the 3 and 4 mana versions of a bear are?
This
So
is
what
not
is
the
a-
same as a glorious anthem question. Oh
No,
man!
this one's a little tricky. So what is well, I think the easiest one is maybe 4 mana. What's a 4 mana 3/3? Do you know what a 4 mana 3/3 is?
Oh no.
A rhino?
Creatures.
A rhino?
Hill giant.
No, it's a hill giant.
Why would I
indeed.
know that?
Back from Alpha, and then Richard, since
What's the
Since
3
you-
mana
since-
3/3 though? I don't.
so it's actually a 3 mana 2/2 in this game, but it's a gray ogre. That's probably the hardest of the hardest.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. That's why the gray merchant exists, right?
That's exactly that's where the gray merchant comes from. I think that's not correct, but
That's not
Richard.
right at all. What are you guys talking about? Gary's a 2 for.
yes, no, don't listen to any of that. That's not correct. Richard, you play some limited, right? You know limited.
Oh yeah, sure. Yes.
Okay. What is bread in limited? It's an acronym. It's how you teach people to
Oh
draft.
god. Okay. Bombs. Removals.
Yep.
The heck is EAD?
EAD. Krim, can you help him? Do you know what the EAD are in bread?
Okay. So hold on. It's bombs,
Oh, evasion.
removal, evasion,
Evasion.
Evasion,
What's the A?
aggressive.
aggro. Yep.
Is
Aggressive.
it actually aggro?
It is actually aggro. Yep. And the last one, D, is probably the hardest one. It's just duds. Your bad cards. Those
Wait,
are the
that-
last
Oh.
things.
Why would I
no one
draft
uses
duds?
the last part of bread? It's like the crust. You throw it away. You just
Yeah,
need
it is, yeah.
bombs and
No.
removal.
Yeah, it should really just be BR or BRE.
Maybe E,
Evasion's
evasion. What the
evasion's
heck is
pretty
A?
good.
Aggro? That's wrong.
Yeah.
Don't take a 1 mana 2/2.
All right, Krim, I got a good one for you. What is draining in Magic, and what card gave draining its name?
Oh, well, draining is the act of like you lose a life, I gain the life, right? Like,
Correct.
but it's got to be something vampiric, right?
Oh, you're too young for this, Chris.
It might be simpler, yeah. Richard, can you help him?
Drain life.
Drain life,
Which is
original
like a
drain
2-mana
effect.
fireball, but you can only use black mana to pay its cost.
That is
That was our
actually
go-to removal back in the day, my friend.
Exactly.
Is this real?
correct.
Yes.
This is real. This is actually real. That's where
It doesn't
draining
even,
came from,
have
from
X
Drain
in the
Life.
spell. It's just like you want it black and then pay as much black mana as you can.
Pay as much as you want. Yep. Before they created X spells, I guess. All right, here's a good one for you, Richard. You'll get this, I think. What is the edict in Magic, and where did edicts get their name?
All right, that's
Oh,
diabolic
come
edict.
Why don't I
When
get
you make
these
someone
ones?
sacrifice something?
Why the hell
Such as
don't
a
I
creature?
get these ones?
Maybe am I giving Krim the hard ones accidentally? All right,
Drain life
let
is
me-
so easy.
You're giving me the
Okay.
ones before time was like before there was internet,
Okay.
dude. Like
okay. Krim, I got a more modern one for you. I got a more modern one. What is a Karnstruct, and what card originally gave Karnstructs their name?
Uh-oh.
well, I mean, I know it's the tokens, right? The ones that are XX equals artifacts you control.
That's
Those are usually the
correct.
constructs.
But why do we
Is
call them
it-
Karnstructs?
I mean, Karn, the scion of Urza.
Yes, the Dominaria Karn was
Yeah,
the
the
first
Exile,
card that
2
made.
cards.
Yeah. See, there we
Yup.
go. There you
There-
go. See, that's a real question, not some before internet nonsense.
So when do you call an Urza Saga token a Karnstruct?
I
I
just
think
call-
I usually do,
Yeah.
even though
I
it has
just call
nothing to
them
do with Karn. All right, this
I mean,
one.
The
this
official
one-
name is Construct, right? But we all call it
Yeah.
Construct anyway.
All right, so this one, Richard, this is a tough one. I think it's tough. What is high flying in Magic? It's not an actual keyword. It's a slang term. So, but what is high flying refer to?
Well, that's a mechanic in Outlaws of Thunder Junction referred to as mega flying normally.
It flew
When
higher.
your flyer has flying. I
twice.
have no idea,
Ooh.
Seth. What is high flying?
Ooh, Krim, do you know? Chance to Steal. Do you know what high flying is?
Reach.
Ooh, that's a good guess. No, it's actually if you think of like Brazen Borrower, it started from
it's when you
Cloudgen
fly, you can't
actually.
block land.
When you can only block creatures with flying, yeah, you have high
Oh.
flying if you can only block creatures with flying. All right, so each color of Magic officially has an iconic creature type associated with it. I want to see how many of these you can get. So let's start with white. What do you guys think is the iconic creature type of white in Magic?
Wait, well, according to whom?
Uh,
Where did this iconic
according-
creature come from?
According to Wizards, they think of these as the iconic creature types of each color. They each have one like a kind of official iconic creature type.
Soldiers.
Think casually.
Wait. Oh, creature type or creature
Human.
card?
Human.
Creature type. Creature
Oh,
type. Not
angel.
creature card. Creature angel. Ding, ding, ding. White is angel. Blue is a little trickier. Any idea what the blue iconic creature type is?
Wizard.
Oh, that's a good guess.
I was gonna say wizard,
no.
but since that's taken, merfolk.
Oh, it's Sphinx actually. Sphinx.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know.
That's
So if
okay.
you think of like those weird welcome packs from like M13 or whatever.
Yep.
Those are the creature
Exactly.
types.
That's
That's why.
exactly
That's
it.
why there's a random sphinx in there that no one plays. Okay.
Yeah, it's the iconic creature type.
Okay.
What about black? Think of it like Richard is saying. What would the black iconic creature type be in that context?
Vampire.
Oh, it probably should be. It's one of your
Demon?
favorites, actually, Krim. Demon.
Zombies?
It's
Oh.
Demon. Yeah, Demon is the black one. Red.
Think
Okay,
like
Krim.
the Game
Easiest
Knights
one.
product. All those
Red.
products. Now I know where all these types are coming from.
Red.
Red is easy.
It's not goblin. Dragon.
Not dragon.
Yeah.
Very good. And then Richard, green. This one's actually a little tricky, but you might be able to get it.
Is it?
I should
Word?
What
give
would
you
be in an
a-
intro pack?
I gotta tell you this one, Richard.
I'm gonna go word.
At MagicCon Chicago, I was
Yeah.
on a trivia panel, it was
Yeah.
like Family Feud style, and I was asked what's an iconic green creature type. I said zombies. I don't know why I said zombies.
Zombies.
I don't know why I said zombie, but I said zombie. So
You
it's
thought
not
plants?
that one.
Plants
It is
versus
not
zombies?
zombie.
Zombies.
Yeah, zombies.
It's actually Hydra. Hydra is the
Oh,
green iconic
Hydra.
creature type,
Okay,
which
okay.
it literally is those intro packs. It is the creatures
It
that you
is.
see in intro decks or intro packs every single time. Krim. This is another modern one for you. So I know you like the modern ones. What is Impulse Draw, and what card is Impulse Draw named after?
Impulse draws are usually the exile ones. So instead of drawing them, you put them into exile and you may play them at any point. And I believe it was Reckless Impulse.
Close. I
Fiery
think Reckless
Impulse?
Impulse came later. Act on Impulse was actually the
Act on
first one
Impulse.
from like
Act
M13,
on Impulse.
something like that. But that was the first one that was Impulse Draw. Richard, what is Impulsing? Because the names are very similar. And what card is Impulsing named after?
So that's the OG 2-mana blue spell that looks at top 4, grabs one. And I was about
Yep.
to say Impulse Draw is terribly misnamed because Impulse from like Visions or whatever. This thing goes way
Yeah.
back. I don't know why they had to take that name. It's like
Yeah,
you make
so-
a new mechanic called Opt, but it's not Opt the card. It's something else.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, right?
But yeah, Impulsing is any like look at the top X cards of your library, put one in your hand. So Anticipate, Impulse was the original one of those. Richard, what is looting in Magic, and what card did looting come from?
Faithless Looting. Draw.
No.
No! Oh, the Merfolk Looter! Merfolk Looter!
Yes, Merfolk
I
Looter.
pulled
Yes,
the
there you
Grim.
go.
I pulled the Grim.
You did crim it.
Which is
What?
draw and then
Wait,
discard.
how is that a crim? Hold on.
That's like calling zombies on green.
Yo, zombies are a iconic green type because there's only 4 zombies in there and everybody respects them.
Yo, Merfolk Looter is
Alright.
my secret tech and legacy Merfolk, okay? Back in the day. You would loot your way into more counter magic. It was unstoppable.
Wait, did you really play Merfolk Looter in Legacy?
Yes. Yes. It's pretty good. It's like a 2-mana beater, but then you can loot your way into more counter magic when needed.
Oh, that's
Pretty
great.
good.
Krim, this is an old one, but I'm pretty sure it's designed just for you and you should be able to get it. What is Milling in Magic, and what card did it get its name from?
Millstone.
There you go. Very old card, but you knew that one.
And then that one is everybody knows what milling is. It's where you set your opponent's life to 60 and then you throw away all the cards and you treat their library as their life.
So this yes, that is exactly it. So this is lightning round to round things out, and this is I'm going to give you a nickname or maybe a string of letters, and you're going to have to tell me what card is being referenced by this. So, for example, if I said BBE, the card is
Bloodbraid Elf.
very good. If I said Bob,
That's Dark Confidant.
okay, don't worry, it's going to get trickier here. What about Cat Jesus? What is Cat Jesus?
Oh, I should know.
This makes me think of Vince. This is very Pleasant Kenobi.
I don't know. I
Jesus.
feel like I've seen this before though.
It's
Who's Cat
Leonin
Jesus?
Arbiter. Leonin Arbiter is Cat Jesus. Yeah, because of its
I-
importance to Death and Taxes by turning your ghost quarters into strip mines. It's Cat Jesus for Death and Taxes. What about Cap'n Tickles?
What?
this is an old
Lost
one.
me.
Cap'n Tickle.
Is this from
Captain
Outlaws of Thunder
Tickles.
Junction?
No, this is like Lorwyn era. That era of Magic.
I play in that era.
Is there
of
something
Magic,
that, like,
and
pings?
I have never once heard Captain Tickles.
Giant Solifuge. No?
What is
No
that
one?
called?
Why? Why?
It's a
is
hasty
that?
Gruul hybrid shroud 4/1, I believe. Evan Irwin gave it the nickname. I don't know why. Okay, couple more, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Mox Monkey. What's none of you play
Ragavan.
Vintage, so maybe this is harder. But
Ragavan.
what is the Mox Monkey? No. It's for eating opponents' moxes. Not making moxes for
Oh,
you.
the
It kills your
3-mana 2/2 orangutan that kills an artifact
Ugh.
on ETV.
Actually, it's Gorilla Shaman. Gorilla Shaman's a 1-mana. Do you not know Gorilla Shaman? It's a 1-mana 1/1 that you can pay 1 in double X to destroy target non-creature artifact mana value X. So essentially, if you're blowing up Mox and it's just 1 mana blow up your Mox, 1 mana blow up your Soul Ring or whatever, So that is the Mox Monkey. Crim.
Can we talk
who are
about cards playable in the last decade?
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's in the last decade. This one's in the last decade. Those ones are too old. Crim. Who are the Powerpuff Girls in Magic?
Oh my.
Tomer would get this. I think he's made a short about this actually.
Who are the?
It's Avacyn
It-
Restored is the set they come from.
It's the Angels. It's the Angels. Gisela, Bruna. How many Powerpuff Girls are there? 4,
There's
5?
three. There's three.
There's
Three?
three.
Oh
There's
God.
Gisela, Bruna, and Sigarda's the last one. They're
Sigarda.
named after they're superhero girls who could fly and are dressed in the same colors, red, blue, and green as the Angels colors. So they're the Powerpuff Girls. So honestly, y'all
Yo,
did pretty well.
I've never let any of those resolve. So why would I know what they do? I just mana leaked them and then went on with my day.
You guys did better than I thought. Some of those are pretty tough, but I'm curious if you're following me along. How many of those did you know? So yeah, maybe we'll do more Magic trivia at some point in the future. But anyway, we're getting near the end of the podcast. but I
Zombies.
think we have time
Zombies.
to sneak in a fish mail. Perhaps it's about zombies. You never know.
Yes, zombies. That's my answer.
All right, this is the greatest fish meal I've ever seen. If you have questions, send them at MTG Goldfish with the hashtag MTG Fish Meal. We'll get to your questions on air. Inferno Man, can the crew please wear cowboy hats for the inevitable Commander Clash video for Thunder Junction? Question: who owns the cowboy hat?
Okay,
I feel
so-
like Seth would.
Oh
I
my
do
God,
not
you,
own a
Seth?
I do not own a cow. Well, not yet. So I don't own a cowboy hat, but I thought of this and I was like, I probably need a cowboy hat to do spoilers for Outlaws at Thunder Junction. So I ordered from Amazon yesterday a cowboy hat. So I will have one in 2 days once it shows up. My first ever cowboy hat, and I will wear it during videos.
Did you ask a certified Texan how to wear it?
So the biggest problem I ran into, I've never bought a hat before where I needed to know my hat size. I've always known that my head's like really big because I don't fit in normal hats. So I had to try to like measure my head, and I found out I'm a triple X head size. It's like the biggest possible size. So I didn't have many choices for cowboy hats to
Wow,
pick from.
humble
'cause
brag
most
with
of
the
them
big
don't come
brains.
in. Yeah, big skull at least. Yeah, thick skull.
do fedoras count? Can we?
No.
Can we get a Reddit
Wait,
fedora?
no. I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a 10-gallon hat, but literally.
Does Arby's give out hats? Can I go to Arby's? I want the.
Wait, do either of you have cowboy hats?
No.
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 Would
Do
you
you
wear
think
one
Phil-
for a video?
Do you think Phil would have one? German.
I don't know. I feel like that's like a stereotypical European thing to think about Americans. So maybe there's
maybe
like
he bought one
cowboy
when
hats
he
or like
visited.
cool American culture thing.
Well, let me ask you this. Can I instead wear a water jug over my head?
What does that have to do with cowboys?
It's a 10-gallon hat.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Like, then I could. In that case, I have a hat right now at my house.
I'm just gonna dress up as John Wick. I declare it's more Western than Outlaws of
Is
Thunder
John Wick a Western? I still haven't. I still haven't watched
no.
this.
But they have a proper like quick draw shootout in it. Like
Well, I mean, aren't gunslingers a part of westerns?
yes,
John
yeah.
Wick's John Wick does gun kata. That's pretty
I mean,
much
I guess
a
that's true.
gunslinger.
but he has
Right?
like unlimited ammo. I think you're only allowed like 6 rounds in a Western.
Well, those people. Okay, well then people in westerns should try to get good. Just like how well John Wick does.
That was a technology. Oh, I would so watch a Western John Wick. Someone should do this.
Hold on,
It's just-
is John Wick technically considered a western?
No. Is it? Dude, I love Westerns.
I mean, I like.
Prim, you're the only one that went to film school. You tell me if John Wick is a
I
Western
think
or
it
not.
technically okay, it'd be a reach. Like in all seriousness, it would be a reach. But I think there's like you know what? There's tons of ways where John Wick is kind of just a western, right? Because John Wick's the hero, right? And is like he's got the love for animals. Every like western, the main character, like you think of like Clint Eastwood, he never talks or the characters never really say much. And the only thing John Wick needs to say is, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back, right? Like, that's it. That's it. That's all he says the whole movie.
You've
Or,
just described
yeah,
the action genre,
yeah.
though. You see,
yeah, well, okay.
The
but,
Rock
but
isn't
the
known for
violence-
delivering his great lines. Okay, he says like 3 things. Same with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But it totally is. And like,
I could do it.
If you think about it, John Wick 4 even has the standoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like more Western than any magic has ever been. Like,
So
it's like
John
a
Wick, so you
proper,
agree.
good old fashioned.
The violence is
standoff.
purely like wild. Like, hold on, wait. So you agree? You agree?
I agree.
John
that,
Wick is
that
a Western.
One scene of it is a Western. Yes.
No, dude. Think about. You even mentioned it earlier. It was just like John Wick when, like, oh, the world, the laws of the cowboy world. That's why they don't just turn around earlier than the other person, right? That's the Continental.
I think Tim can write a very convincing essay on how John Wick is a Western. But I think if you ask a random person on the street, what is the best Western you've seen? Or has Keanu Reeves ever been in a Western? They wouldn't be like, John Wick. John Wick, no. But I think
Well-
you can craft an argument to make John Wick a Western. Yes, I do.
The Continental is so Western. Oh, and all the characters. Okay, you know what? All right, I'm gonna get on this paper. Give me a minute.
Yeah,
Get on this
Yes,
paper.
we expect a full report next podcast, Krim, and you will be graded on it. Yes, this is your assignment for the week. Drop everything and write us this paper before next podcast.
I mean, John Wayne, John Wick.
Eh?
Yeah,
the names are kind
no,
of similar.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, hold on,
Obviously
I'm-
we get
Western.
somewhere.
I'm cooking right now. Give me a minute.
Anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of episode 477 of the Goldfish Podcast. Richard, if people want to send in fish mail for next week, how do they go about that?
Or let us know if John Wick is a Western.
Is
Yeah,
John
let us
Wick
know
the
if John Wick
Western?
is a Western or not. Send them to the hashtag MDGFishmail on Twitter, and we'll get to your questions on air.
And that brings us to the end of our podcast for this week. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks to Richard and Krim for hanging out. Thanks to Card Conduit for supporting the show. And we'll be back next week to talk about Outlaws of Thunder Junction spoilers and whatever else goes on in the world
Yeehaw!
of magic. And we'll find out if John Wick is a Western when Krim presents us his report. So until then, everyone, have a great week. And this is the crew signing out.